So what is this?
This says you can't erase us, Nancy. Well, then you shouldn't try to erase women. What I have to say for any man that wants to be in a woman's restroom, bathroom, dressing room, locker room, absolutely not. Hey everyone, I told you I wasn't going to stop with Capitol Hill. I'm filing another bill tonight that would ban biological men from women's spaces on all federal property all across the country. This fight starts here. It starts now. Men are not allowed in women's spaces, period. Full stop, end of story.
So ladies and gentlemen, if you somehow needed any more proof that the woke activists out there hate truth, reality, common sense, well then this is it. In this episode today, we're going to be talking about the current drama going on over in Capitol Hill because of the discussion going around as to whether trans women, so men identifying as women, should be allowed to use the women's restroom. The answer is very, very obvious, but as we all know, we're living in a time now where things are a little bit backwards. Massive understatement. But Congresswoman Nancy Mace was really the person pushing for some normality to return and wanted a bill passed that would see trans women being banned from the women's restroom at Capitol Hill because she isn't comfortable with the thought of a dude in her safe space, and I imagine a lot of other women with common sense as well don't like the thought of that either. The fact that this is a discussion and women can't even go into the restroom without the thought of a dude potentially being in there is insane. And this has already come about and has been intensified because of Sarah McBride, who became the first transgender person to be elected to the US Congress. Yes, a man identifying as a woman.
Oh my God! Wow!
And now America is in this situation once again where the conversation around women's safe spaces has rightly become the concern, and as usual the radical left are outraged that people out there don't want men in women's restrooms. Yeah, remember, these are the very same people, by the way, who talk about women's safety, women's rights every single day, but they're all okay with a dude going into a women's safe space because that dude thinks he's a woman and now he is a woman. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Absolutely not. If you don't think it makes any sense, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, and share this video around. Now, because Nancy Mace has stood firm on this issue, as everybody should, and we'll get into some breaking news surrounding it all, but as you would expect, the woke mob, they have come after her, and it has got so bad, we have a trans activist who posted this on social media. Take a watch.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace, I hope that one day I do find you in that women's bathroom and I grab your ratty looking hair and drag your face down to the floor while I repeatedly bash it in until... Thank you. I hope that Nancy Mace receives this message well. Kisses.
This is just a prime example of the mental health issues we have going on right now. Something just ain't right in the minds of these people. A full-grown dude who is trying to be a woman. I mean, you could put some more effort into the voice, it's almost as deep as mine, but he's now sending threats to Nancy Mace because she doesn't want men in the women's restroom. You couldn't make it up. You know, the world has been so tolerant of everything for so long because of people's feelings, but now people are finally pushing back against all of this woke delusion. These mentally unstable people, they can't handle it. It's like vampires being out in the sunlight. You know, it doesn't really mix well. And the MSM, by the way, they have also gone into a total meltdown. This is how Nancy Mace handled one reporter when being asked on this issue. Take a watch.
Congresswoman Mace, can I ask you a question as you walk here? So the question is, with your piece of legislation about banning women from using...
100% yes.
My question to you is...
And it doesn't go far enough. I'll be filing more bills.
You have said that it was created in response to Congresswoman-elect McBride.
100%. And
but should legislation be created targeted at one specific person?
It doesn't mention anyone in the legislation, but
you've said it was aimed at her.
No, I have said it's a result of this. I'm not going to allow biological men into women's private spaces. I will stand in the brink and stand in the way of anyone on the radical left who thinks that it's okay for a to be in a women's locker room or a bathroom or a changing room. Hell no. I am not going to stand for it. And the speaker said it would be in the House rules package. If it's not, I'll be ready with a motion, a privileged motion to force a vote on this. This is not okay. I'm a survivor of and I'm not going to allow any man in any female private spaces.
Now, Speaker.
End of story. And by the way, I'm getting threats from men pretending to be women. Why is it that these crazy people, the insanity, the radical left, are willing to women over a man's right to be in a women's restroom?
Speaker Johnson has said he wants to treat every new member with the words dignity and respect. Forcing this congressperson to go into a male restroom, is that dignity and respect?
Forcing women to share private spaces with men is not dignity and not respect. And I'm absolutely going to stand in the way of anyone who thinks it's okay for a man to be in our locker room, in our changing rooms, in our dressing rooms, in women's bathrooms. And in fact, if you agree with that, you're crazy.
Yeah, he got absolutely cooked. If I was him, I wouldn't go around asking anybody any more questions because that was embarrassing. And she's right. You are crazy if you agree with it. Look at the position that the MSM have taken on this issue, and then they sit there and they wonder why the Democrats lost the election. You think everybody who doesn't want men in women's bathrooms, restrooms, whatever, is mean, hateful, a bigot, transphobe? I tell you now, and the fact I'm British and I'm saying this just shows you where we're all at with this issue, but a lot of Americans don't like the idea of women's private spaces being compromised. So these leftists, they ostracize a lot of people by coming after them and telling them, no, you can't say that. What's wrong with you? So people do not want to vote for that side. You know, we're not complaining here. Nobody really wants them in power again. But the lack of self-awareness here is crazy. Now, moving on, as I said earlier, we have some breaking news surrounding this whole issue as Speaker Mike Johnson has announced the following. Speaker Mike Johnson announces policy barring trans women from Capitol bathrooms. Speaker Mike Johnson announced Wednesday that transgender women are not permitted to use bathrooms in the Capitol that match their gender identity, taking a stance on the hot button issue that has overtaken the Capitol in recent days. The policy, which Johnson announced in a public statement, a draft of which was first reported by The Hill, will also apply to bathrooms in House office buildings, changing rooms, and locker rooms. It is unclear when he plans to publish the comments. Under House rules, the Speaker has general control of facilities in the chamber, giving Johnson the authority to issue the policy surrounding bathrooms. All single-sex facilities in the Capitol and House office buildings, such as restrooms, changing rooms, and locker rooms, are reserved for individuals of that biological sex, Johnson said. It is important to note that each member office has its own private restroom, and unisex restrooms are available throughout the Capitol. Women deserve women's-only spaces, he added. In a statement following the policy announcement Wednesday, McBride said he disagreed with the new rule but would abide by it. I'm not here to fight about bathrooms, I'm here to fight for Delawareans and to bring down costs facing families, McBride said. Like all members, I will follow the rules as outlined by Speaker Johnson, even if I disagree with them. Thankfully, this has been announced. I expect more news to come out surrounding this all, but we should not be in a time, and I don't know how many more times we all have to say this, where women can go into the restroom, for example, and a dude can just walk in because he thinks he's a woman. That shouldn't be happening. Even Sarah McBride has accepted this, so this should be a message to the unhinged woke mob to get on with it and accept this. But oh no, that ain't the case whatsoever. Here is, for example, AOC having one of the biggest tantrums you'll see this week.
It's disgusting, and everybody, no matter how you feel on this issue, should reject it completely. What are they doing? They're doing this so that Nancy Mace can make a buck and send a text and fundraise off an email. They're not doing this to protect people. They're endangering women. They're endangering girls of all kinds, and everybody should reject it. It's gross. Thank you.
You can tell she is crazy just by her eyes. I don't know what's wrong with her. Apparently, this will endanger girls of all kind. Well, we all know what she means by that one. I just don't get, for the life of me, how women like AOC want to defend men going into women's restrooms, safe spaces, locker rooms, whatever. Okay, I don't think people realize how much woke liberal women advocate for this and want it to happen. It's so strange. But I'm sure this debate will continue for the next few weeks or so because, you know, we're at that point now where just simply saying men can't go into women's spaces is apparently the most controversial thing. Yeah, society. It's so soft. It really is. But leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen, on this whole thing. What are your thoughts on everything discussed? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed, once again, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. But until next time, it has been your host, JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.